Picking up right where we left off yesterday, kinda. This fence runs up along through here. These trees are gonna fall out in this hayfield, which you can see there's already quite a bit of disarray and fallen trees on that old fence. The old fence is up, but that's about it. So what I'm having Mike do right now is taking the clips off those posts to let that wire down. I'll cut the trees. We'll just lay them across the wire. That way it doesn't break anything. We'll cut the tops up. Kevin's on the skid steer. They're doing a little more cleanup this morning, just some odds and end places. Then he's gonna come down here and we're gonna try to get this little section right through here finished up first thing this morning. That's kind of our goal. So all that stuff over there on the other side, we've already got cut. Mike will cut the tops up a little bit more and we'll get all that out of that hayfield there. Pile in the nice little area in that little patch of brush. That way there's no mess. They can go right on to baling hay and there won't be so much overshadowing from the treetops out here in the field, because in these walnut here in about another couple of weeks and these things start leafing out, there'll be a lot of overshadowing here. So should make baling hay for them a little nicer. was a hard leaner. See here, if I can get across the fence, not ripping my jeans. This thing had probably had some strong winds and saturated soils at one time. And that's what kind of started its lean. Now, this is not the prettiest cut ever, but as hard as it leaned, I'm just happy I got it down without busting it. I just kind of come in and made a slight hinge in the front. I left a little more hold wood than I wanted to here because there was so much pressure on it. I was kind of worried about getting pinched, so that's why there's so much fiber pull right here, which it broke off. No harm, no foul. Over here is just where I couldn't reach all the way with this 25-inch bar to get all the way through to this right here. But what I did on this back side, I just come down straight down through here, and I got into the dirt quite a bit on this tree, just trying to cut as low as I possibly could. So we eliminated a lot of fiber pull or splitting doing that there. And on my back cut, of course, I stuck a wedge in over here to the side just to kind of give me a little room to work. And when I could kind of see the tree kind of starting to purge a little, I just come down and clipped it and brought it right down. So not a bad piece of wood. Got a little bit of shake right here in the heart, but if you're going to have any shake, that's the place for it to be. So all in all, still a real big piece of wood here. Got a decent log in that limb there, but I don't think we tore up any fence posts. I think we did good there. We missed those as well. We'll get that worked up. Kevin's over there on the lower side already piling top, so we'll get this one worked up. Then he can pile this top. Mike's still up here. He's just ahead of me pulling clips off the fence. I know we got a handful more trees up there to cut, so progress. So we've got the fence row finished up here on the cut anyway. Now what I'm having Kevin do now, I'm gonna have him grab those logs as long as they are, and I'm gonna have him get them out here and bunch them 2 and 3. That way when the skidder comes down here to drag them, it speeds things up for everybody. Kenny can come right down here in the 548. He ain't gotta try to worry about putting the drag together. He'll just have trees ready to go. And then as far as the treetops go, Mike's gonna start cutting these up. We're gonna put all that brush back here in this little corner. So they hay all this, and I know they don't want this brush in their hayfield, so then we'll have Magic Mikey up there come back and with a rake and rake up all these little limbs and stuff. That way it's a nice clean hayfield. Several trees laying down here, except there's one hung up there. My fault. Actually there's 2, because that guy there, I thought I could swing that out in that field, but I sure could not. So we'll probably just take the skid steer, I'll jump on it, and I think I can grab it and lower it down, and we can get the top worked up just to try to get this area finished up and move on. I just come down here to look at the river real quick because Mikey's already been bugging me about looking for arrowheads. He's wanting to kind of skip out of work, and he's wanting me to skip out of work too to poke around. And I come up here and I see these big cut banks up through here like you see behind me on the river here. And that ditch we just worked down, of course, he was already snooping in it and talked about all the rocks he's seen and the gravel. So I would say before we're out of here, Mikey will be looking for arrowheads, but flip you around. It's a pretty good size little body of water down through here. Like I said in the last video, you seen up there in that little island split, but this is definitely big enough to run. Of course, I don't have a jet boat anymore, but definitely big enough to run the jet down, probably gig some fish out of here. It's not too much on further down the river here where it runs into Lake of the Ozarks. It's just backwater, but it's a pretty creek. It's kind of cool how these bluffs kind of wrap around it through here in this low bottom. Old remnants of where the last loggers have been here working. That's been a while ago on those. That up there's a little more fresh, but see here we got some walnut, a little walnut there. A couple more over there growing in amongst these box elders. It's always good to see.